You hear Mr. Glass, that's your ass. Oh my god, that should have been Mr. Glass's catchphrase. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to my review for Glass. This movie was written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and it stars James McAvoy, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, Sarah Paulson, and Anya Taylor-Joy. This is the sequel to Unbreakable, which was released in 2000, and Split, which was released in 2016 or 17, depending on when you saw it. At the end of Split, we saw the return of David Dunn, played by Bruce Willis, and we later learned that Split was the unofficial turned official sequel to Unbreakable, arguably M. Night Shyamalan's best movie. And I was very excited for this, in all honesty. I loved Split, and I just recently watched Unbreakable for the first time, and Unbreakable is excellent. Unbreakable was really ahead of its time if you think about it. If, like, say, Unbreakable come out, 2 years ago, say 2017, people would be like, why isn't Unbreakable be nominated for, Best Actor, Director, and Picture at this point? The point I'm trying to get at is Glass had a lot of hype going into it. And I was rather discouraged to read a lot of reviews and a lot of people on Twitter saying that they were disappointed by this movie. I was still excited nonetheless, but keeping that in the back of my head, the fact that M. Night Shyamalan has not exactly been the best director. And 2 hours later, I walked out of Glass and I was like, I don't get it. I really liked that movie, and I just don't get what people are disappointed about. I thought Glass was very good. It's got some genuine problems, which I'll talk about in just a second, but overall, I thought the good outweighed the bad, and I thought that Glass was a very worthy sequel to not only Split, but also Unbreakable. First of all, every actor in this movie is really bringing their all. I mean, James McAvoy, I've been a fan of this guy for years, and he is just excellent. He has to juggle 24 different personalities in this movie, and while it may seem awkward to some, I mean, it's 24 personalities living in your head. It's not exactly a happy union up there. Seeing McAvoy transition from one personality to another personality really is one of the highlights of the movie. It just shows how good of an actor he is to go from 9-year-old Hedwig to 60-ish-year-old Patricia, and 40-year-old Dennis, and so on and so forth. McAvoy got top billing above Willis and Jackson, and he deserves it. Then you have Bruce Willis, who is very good in this movie also. Over the past few years, he's had that look of, as long as my check's in the mail, with a lot of the movies that he's done. But you can tell that when he was in this movie, he was bringing it. Maybe it helps that the fact that Shyamalan wrote David Dunn exclusively for Willis, or maybe it's because the two are friends in real life and Willis in interviews has stuck up for Shyamalan in the past. Either way you look at it, this is a really good performance. And also, Samuel L. Jackson was very good in this also. You kind of forget how good an actor he is because he's been in a lot of the Marvel movies and a lot of these big budget stuff. And not to say that the Marvel movies are terrible, far from it. But he's been in a lot of these big budget movies so much to the fact that you forget that he's a really good actor. Admitted, one of the problems that I had with the movie was that despite the movie being called Glass, Mr. Glass is not in the movie very much. However, when you do see him, he is excellent. In terms of negatives, I can't really go specifically into what I disliked about the movie without going into major spoilers, because there is a twist at the end of this movie that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And there's a good chance that a lot of you have not seen this movie yet, so I'm just going to say the twist just kind of bugged me. I'm going to make a separate video explaining why, but for now I'm just going to say the ending almost jumped the shark for me. Now, for some, it was the opposite, of the ending ruined Glass for me. For me, it didn't, but I can see why. But in the end, Glass was actually very good. I'm going to give it a great rating. If you think that the movie's disappointing, more power to you. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're a bad person. I'm just saying I agree to disagree. I thought the acting was very well done all around. The shots in this movie were very nice. The score was excellent. I was expecting this to be scored by James Newton Howard. It turns out there was another person that did the score for this, and I'll put his name in the lower third because he really did a good job. Really, the only problem that I had with the movie was the twist, and I'll save that for the separate video that I'm going to do. But for now, I'll just conclude with this. Glass is not perfect, but I think that 5 or 10 years down the line, people will respect this movie a lot more than they do now. Kinda like what happened with Unbreakable, if you think about it. But that's all from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I just hit 55 subscribers on this channel, which is earth-shattering to me. There are a lot more channels that have like millions and millions of subscribers, but for me, 55 subscribers is 56 more than I ever expected. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I am truly grateful, and I hope you stick around. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like. And if you saw Glass and you have your own thoughts, leave them in the comment section below. I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to disagree, but hey, I encourage discussion, so please, fire away. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.